Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patsun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/Am I Wrong, where we have yet another example of why girls' nights out is just a no-go. Let's begin. Am I wrong for thinking my girlfriend cheated on me after she acted sus on a night out? Posted by a throwaway Reddit account. So I have been with my girlfriend for 2 years. Saturday night, she went out to a bar with her friends. Her friends started texting me asking if she had got me to pick her up as they couldn't find her, and she wasn't answering her phone. She has done this before when she can't be bothered to stay out and her friends try and force her to. After about half an hour, they told me they found her. I asked her where she had gone and they didn't respond. It was around 10 p.m. that they found her again. The same thing happened at 11:30. Her friends saying they haven't seen her for 20 minutes and asking if she had again contacted me. I again said no. At 12:30, I asked if they have found her. Again, no response. I got worried, so I drove to the bar and I walk in. I see my girlfriend's friends, but not her. They all looked shocked to see me, and one of them was like, "I'll go get her, just wait here," and runs off. She comes back a minute later with my girlfriend. She's drunk, but not really that drunk, to where she should be disappearing. I stayed with them and started drinking with them. At around half one, she again goes missing. None of us can find her. I go outside to the smoking area, and she is in the very far corner, tucked away, sat on some guy's lap. I go over and ask what the fuck she's doing, and she jumps off him and says she was just smoking. I ask why she was sitting on his lap, and she says, "The seats are really cold on my legs." The guy laughs, stands up, and says to me, "Good luck," and pats my shoulder and walks off. I ask who he was, and she says, an old friend of hers, which I think is weird as I've known her since we were 10, went to school with her, and have never seen him before. She says sorry for how it looked and gives me a hug. We go back inside to her friends, and the guy is stood there with two other guys, and his friend sees us and laughs. My girlfriend gives them daggers. A little later, I go to the toilet and the guy is in there. I go over to him, and before I can speak, he just says, "Please keep me out of your relationship drama." I ask what he means, and he says, "Bro, whatever you're about to say, I don't give a fuck. Keep me out of it," and just walks off. He's been rude as fuck, but the guy is like a foot taller than me and looks like he could probably rip my head off if he wanted to, so I don't push it. Later on, I see a girl who we went to school with, who my girlfriend hates. They used to be friends but had a big falling out just after school, as her friend is known for being a compulsive liar. She comes over and gives me a hug and says hi. She asked when me and my girlfriend broke up. I said we didn't. She says, "Well, she's been kissing some guy's face off half the night, so you might want to talk to her about that." After I hear that, I go to confront my girlfriend. She denies it and says the girl is just shit-stirring because they hate each other, which is the sort of thing this girl would do. She is a known shit-stirrer and has been since school and lost most of her friends for telling lies and spreading rumors about them. I say to my girlfriend I want to leave, and she says that's fine and leaves with me. We get a taxi back. I ask her about the guy and how she knows him, and she says he lives around here, which isn't really an answer. Then she goes straight back to apologizing for sitting on his lap and how that looked. I say I don't want to talk about it as honestly, I'm starting to feel sick. We get into bed and go to sleep. I wake up first and go to check my phone. It is dead where I forgot to charge it. I grab her phone to check the time and see a notification from Snapchat. It says, "Your new contact blank is on Snapchat," and I can see by the Bitmoji it is clearly the guy from the bar. He was mixed race and so was the Bitmoji, and there aren't a lot of POC where we live. It's like 90% white. I wake up my girlfriend and ask her why it says he is a new contact if he is an old friend. She says it is because he has a new phone. Very convenient. She then loses it on me for going through her phone. I didn't. I don't even know her passcode. I was just checking the time. She says she's apologized for sitting on his lap so many times, but I was being ridiculous and insecure. She was too hungover to deal with me and basically stormed out of my house telling me not to text her until I grow up. That was Sunday. It is now Tuesday and we have barely spoken other than her calling me ridiculous and insecure. Her friends have now started getting involved, saying it's stupid of me to think she would cheat on me since I was there. Am I wrong? Ah yes, the classic tactic of every hoe that has ever existed. When they are the one fucking other dudes, they will have the audacity to call their significant other insecure. Right. Anyways, OP. The moment that you caught her sitting on another guy's lap, dude, that should have been the very moment you ended the relationship with her. You better dump this bitch before she breaks your heart even more, or worse. When you're married 10 years from now, she will take every single penny that you have, and then you find out that none of your children are actually yours. You better run now. And now for today's second story. My family canceled our holiday plans saying they wanted to save money. Last week, they went on a last-minute, week-long trip to Hawaii without me. Posted by Reddit user Delicious Canary. I have always been really close with my family. Maybe that is why this hurts so much. My parents and my brother all live in the US, so they have limited vacation time but make enough money to go on a few nice trips per year. I live in Europe and recently went back to school, so I have plenty of weeks of vacation but not a whole lot of disposable income at the moment. My family, at least my parents, and I try to meet up somewhere once a year since I moved away 7 years ago. This year, we were talking about them coming to my country for Christmas since they were too busy moving to go anywhere with me during the summer. I like this idea too since we hadn't had the chance to spend Christmas as a family in years because they rarely have more than a few days off during the holidays. I was excited to show them the Christmas markets and parades around my town because it is one of my favorite times of year and I have learned a few recipes I wanted to make for them too. Well, I tried helping them plan for it for months, but they always came up with some sort of excuse, such as the plane tickets being too expensive or your brother doesn't really like the cold weather. I tried to suggest elsewhere, but everywhere that wasn't beach weather was considered too cold for my brother, someone who goes to Alaska frequently. They said they would probably skip coming for Christmas and just save up money for the summer so we could do something fun together as a family. I was fine with this, a bit disappointed that I couldn't see them this year, but I understood their reasoning at the time, and I brushed it off and moved on. That is until Thanksgiving week. My brother asked for the week off and the three of them decided to go for a last-minute, week-long trip to Hawaii together. They sent me pictures of them in matching outfits and on the beach. They called me for a few minutes on Thanksgiving Day, but then cut me off because my mom and brother wanted to go to the beach. They didn't talk to me much the whole week, just sent me pictures and videos of them having fun, and that's about it. They didn't even bother inviting me at all, which would have been nice at least. My mom waited until they got home and called me to tell me about how much fun they all had and said she wished I could have been there with them. I made a passing remark saying that it would have been nice if we could have done something as a family this year. She said that they planned it last minute and that she wasn't doing this today before hanging up on me. I texted her explaining how hurt I was and she made it seem like she was looking for flights to come to my country again, but then sent a frowny face saying that they got even more expensive. I told her that it would have been so bad if she just booked them a few months in advance like I had suggested. She then said that it was too hard to plan that far in advance. I brought up the 3 cruises they had planned 6 months in advance for that year, and she said that those were different since they were going with their friends. I had the impression they simply just don't want to see me because when they want something, they usually make it happen. I don't even care if we do anything extravagant, I just wanted to see them. At this point, I just removed my entire family from my Snapchat and stopped talking to my mom because it was just making me upset and I need to try to focus on my upcoming exams. I feel like I'm not even part of this family anymore. I found out a few months ago that they have made a family group chat but didn't include me. So when my mom slipped up and told me about it, they made another one with me in it that they barely use, so I just left that too. I love my family, but this is starting to really break my heart. I feel like I'm being pushed out, and when I try to talk to them about it, they just make excuses or tell me I'm overreacting. I can't seem to properly communicate to them how much they hurt me because I really wanted to see them this year. I'm trying to plan a trip to go to the US to visit them during my spring break, but I feel like they don't really want to see me because when I brought it up, my mom just replied with the dates of their next cruise, which was apparently around the same time. I have no idea what to do anymore. I feel like my relationship with them just keeps getting worse and worse, but they don't seem to care. I feel broken. I miss them. They always send me souvenirs from their trips to show that they think of me, but I want to see them. I don't want objects. Luckily, I have new plans for the holidays, so I won't be all alone or anything. but I'm still hurting. I don't really even expect to hear from them until Christmas, honestly. Any advice is welcome. TLDR. My family said they couldn't see me this year because they needed to save money after their move. Last week, they went on a last-minute week-long trip to Hawaii without me. How can I proceed gracefully? OP, that really must have hurt you. But I'm gonna be honest here. They never had any intention of coming to visit you. Listen, young lady, people do exactly what they wanted to do every single time. So if coming to see you was a priority, they would have made it happen. You said it yourself that that's the exact kind of thing that they would do. You know that it wasn't actually because of lack of resources. Because if that was true, they wouldn't have gone to this other holiday either. Look, man, they had the resources, but they chose to travel somewhere else without you. I know it must suck, but from the looks of it, you need to go to therapy and go minimal contact with your parents. At least for now. Good luck, OP. Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to Pattsun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.